Are you over 60? These are the three important things must rely on instead of family for happiness, health, and peace. Keep watching until the end, you will find this information useful. When we are young, many of us are told a simple story about growing old. We imagine that in our later years, we'll be surrounded by family, visited often by children and grandchildren, supported, listened to, and never really alone. It's a comforting picture. But as life unfolds, reality can look very different. Children move to other cities or countries. Grandchildren grow up and become busy with their own lives. Siblings age at the same time you do. Friends you once relied on pass away. You may find yourself sitting in a quiet house wondering, why does it feel like I'm going through this mostly on my own? For many seniors, there is a painful gap between what they expected from family and what they actually receive. You may feel forgotten, taken for granted, or simply left behind by the pace of the modern world. At the same time, you might feel guilty for even thinking that way. You tell yourself they're busy, or I shouldn't complain, or at least they call sometimes. Yet deep inside, there may be a sadness and a question, is my happiness supposed to depend entirely on them? The hard truth is this: if your entire sense of peace, happiness, and security in old age rests on what your family does or does not do, you are giving away enormous power over your own life. You cannot control how often they visit. You cannot control whether they understand your needs. You cannot control their choices, but you can control something else. This video is called The 3 Things Seniors Must Rely On Instead of Family for Happiness, Health, and Peace for a reason. It is not anti-family. It is pro-reality, pro-strength, and pro-self-respect. Family can be a blessing, but it cannot carry everything. Today we'll talk about 3 foundations you can build that do not depend on anyone else's mood or availability. Your daily self-care habits, your chosen community beyond family, and your inner anchor of purpose and values. These are the pillars that can support you, even when family cannot. Firstly, rely on your daily self-care habits, not just on being looked after. The first thing seniors must rely on is something that sounds ordinary but is incredibly powerful: your own daily self-care habits. When people imagine old age, they often picture being looked after by others, children, caregivers, or partners. But the reality is that many older adults spend most of their time only with themselves. In that quiet space, it's your habits that become your real caregivers. Think about the small actions that shape your days: getting up, washing, taking medications on time, preparing simple nourishing meals, moving your body a little, making sure you drink enough water, managing your sleep routine. None of these things are dramatic. No one claps when you do them. But together they decide whether your body stays strong enough to keep you independent. If you rely only on family to remind you, motivate you, or organize everything for you, you will feel helpless when they're not around. You might skip medical appointments, forget tablets, eat poorly, ignore pain, or put off getting help because the children are busy. But your heart, your muscles, your bones, and your mind do not wait for anyone's schedule. They respond to what you do every single day. Relying on self-care does not mean doing everything alone without support. It means recognizing that your small daily choices matter, with or without family involvement. You can make it your mission to be on your own side. Even on days when you feel a little low, you can still say, I will at least drink some water. I will at least move a bit. I will at least take my medicine properly. Each of these actions is a way of quietly choosing yourself. You are with yourself 24 hours a day. That makes you the most important caregiver you will ever have. Family may visit, health professionals may come and go, but your daily habits are there every single day. That is why you must rely on them as a foundation for your health and well-being. Secondly, rely on your chosen community, not only on blood relatives. The second thing you must rely on is your chosen community, the people you allow into your life outside of your family. For many older adults, this is the missing piece. You may have grown up with the belief that family is everything, that blood relatives come first, that anyone outside the family is extra. That belief can become painful in later life when family members are busy, far away, or emotionally unavailable. Emotional support doesn't care about DNA. The nervous system doesn't relax only when a biological relative listens to you. Your heart doesn't distinguish between a loving neighbor, a kind friend, or a caring volunteer. It simply knows when someone is present, when someone listens, when someone remembers your name and your story. Relying on chosen community means allowing yourself to widen the circle of people who matter. It might be a neighbor who chats with you at the gate. It might be someone you see at a local club or activity group. It might be someone from your faith community. It might even be a younger person who enjoys your stories and perspective. None of these people are replacements for family. They are additions, extra pillars to hold you up. If you wait only for family to fill the silence, you may stay lonely far longer than you need to. Sometimes family members are struggling with their own lives and emotions. They may not even realize how much you are hurting. Building a chosen community does not mean you love them less. It means you are no longer leaving all of your emotional needs in their hands. You are allowed to belong to more than one circle. You are allowed to have people in your life who care about you simply because they see you as a person. Not as a parent, not as a grandparent, not as a responsibility, but as you. That kind of connection can bring enormous comfort and meaning, especially in later years. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment "family" below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Thirdly, rely on your inner anchor, purpose, values, and beliefs. The third thing seniors must rely on, perhaps most of all, is an inner anchor, a sense of purpose, values, and beliefs that does not depend on what anyone else does. Families change, health changes, living situations change, but your inner life, what you find meaningful, what you stand for, what you believe about yourself and the world, can remain a steady source of strength. In younger years, many people tie their identity tightly to roles: worker, parent, partner, caregiver, provider. When those roles shift or disappear in later life, it can feel like losing a part of yourself. If your only sense of purpose came from caring for others, you may feel empty when they don't seem to need you as much. If your only sense of worth came from being central in family life, you may feel invisible when you're not. Relying on an inner anchor means asking deeper questions. What kind of person do I still want to be even now? What do I want my days to stand for? What gives me a sense of meaning even if no one else sees it? Your answers might include kindness, faith, creativity, learning, honesty, gratitude, or service in some form that fits your energy. Purpose in older age does not have to be grand. It doesn't require starting projects or being constantly active. It might be as simple as deciding, I will be the gentle presence in my family, even if they don't visit often. Or, I will take care of this home with dignity. Or, I will write down my life stories. Or, I will pray for or think kindly of the people I care about. Or, I will treat everyone who crosses my path with respect. When your sense of meaning comes from inside, you are no longer at the mercy of how often your family calls or visits. Their presence becomes a blessing, not your only lifeline. You can enjoy them when they come, but you can also feel that your life is not empty when they are busy or far away. That shift from looking outward for validation to cultivating inward purpose is one of the most powerful changes an older person can make. So, here are our final thoughts. Family can be a gift, but not your only foundation. So, what does it all mean? Are we saying that family doesn't matter? Of course not. Family can be a deep source of love, comfort, and joy. But real peace in older age comes when you stop building your entire emotional house on a foundation you cannot control. Your family is not your property. They are human beings with their own limitations, struggles, and blind spots. When you expect them to meet every need, you set yourself up for disappointment. Instead, you can choose a different approach. Rely on your daily self-care habits to protect your health. Rely on your chosen community to soften loneliness and bring warmth into your days. Rely on your inner anchor of purpose and values to give your life meaning, even when no one else is watching. Then, when family does show up, whether often or rarely, you can enjoy them as part of your life, not the whole of it. You deserve a life that does not rise and fall completely on other people's behavior. You deserve to feel that your happiness, health, and peace are supported by pillars you yourself have helped build. Family, if they are present and loving, can be one of those pillars. But you are allowed to create others too. Thank you for spending this time with us. If this video gave you something to think about or helped you feel a little less alone, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating honest, compassionate content for older adults navigating this stage of life. See you on our next video, where we will bring you practical life advice and wisdom for people over 60. Grow wise and live deeper with the senior wisdom.